Listen up, Brains, welcome to Geeches. My name's Steve, and today we got a headless Batman, because today we're going to make some Batmetal. So I kind of had the idea of seeing this guy like floating around. I seen he was on sale, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll pick up it. It's an anime Batman. And then I was thinking, because I do like the Batmetal music videos, this would make a pretty solid base. Granted, this is wrong. This color needs to be different. I wish he was a little more muscular, but it being in the animated style still kind of works for that. The best thing about being the animated style is the head is almost perfect, minus the butt chin and the lips. And I'm thinking about making the eyes a little bigger, maybe. But he's got like gripping hands, which is going to be great for making a mic stand for this guy. Might even just convert like the grappling hook here into a mic. I think would be kind of cool. I got an extra mic laying around too for like action figures, so that's possible. He's also got this batarang, so maybe incorporate that onto the mic stand too. But he already has like some gripping hands plus punching fists, so you can be able to get him to do the rise and stuff while holding onto the mic. So first and foremost, we got to set up the face in order to get the rest of them going. So I guess we'll do that. Initially, my game plan here is actually putting some magnets where his mouth is. Now, the issue is where the lips are. There is a bevel, and I thought that was maybe just drawn on the lips, but there's actually a lip there. So we're going to drill that out to put the magnet in there, and then the other magnets are going to be for the lips, because my game plan is these actually be interchangeable, so depending on what I want to pose them with, you could swap out the lips for it. That's what I'm hoping. So I might have to sand this down just to make it smooth, to make it look appropriate, but we'll see. We'll come back, because I got to remove the head in order to even out the chin section here. So, easiest way to pop it off, I literally just popped it off. I use a hairdryer if it is a little bit stiff, if you're afraid of breaking it, just to heat it up to loosen this up a little bit so you can get it off. But yeah, I guess we'll start. Well, I guess we gotta start with the magnet, and then we'll move on from there. Oh, you may be noticing this. He's a future video, but he's going to be one I haven't actually I didn't film anything for. Like, you guys will see the finished product, but kind of keeping him a secret for the most part. So I think for this, I'm going to be drilling a hole, and where my aim is going to be, it's going to be right around here, because what I'm going to be inserting is these little magnets. They're actually pretty powerful. They're what I use for the Guyver to keep the blades on. So I'm just going to go just a little bit into there. We got quite a few here too, just in case if I got some issues. But I already sized up the drill, so this should be about right. So I'm just going to go straight in there just a little bit, just so we can recess it in, glue it in, and then use another magnet to hook over top of it, and then we can sculpt over top of that for the lips. And then we're going to do that probably 4 times, because I plan on making 4 separate sections. But also doing this, I gotta figure out if I'm going to need to sand this down. Feel like I'm going to need to sand it down. I might just sand it down before we get around to this. The lips, I kind of plan on spreading out here anyways, because the lips are going to be pretty big to go along with this. So we'll wing it, but put this on the low setting, and I'm just going to go into it. Trying to go super far, but I want to be fairly centered. I wish there was an easier way to show you guys, but kind of like so. And then from here, see if I got it deep enough. Which I don't think I do. Gotta go in deeper. Might have made it a little too deep. That's fine. We'll recess that in, put another magnet in there just to make sure it's the right thickness. There we go, that's looking pretty well spot on. So, got that in there. Just clean up around the edges again. Make sure all the magnets showing. magnetize them pretty well. So then we just take our next magnet piece, and then hooks over top. Trick here is to make sure when you're doing it, like I said, I'm probably going to sculpt it on here and then just try to slide it off for the lips, because if you sculpt with your magnet on and then you have the wrong side, it won't connect. It'll just want to repel. So just be sure to, when you're sculpting, make sure you got it on the right section. But we'll start that here, I guess, now. As you guys can see, getting some reference photos. But we're going to be using some two-part epoxy is what we're going to be making the lips, the chin out of, and eventually the bat symbol. But I'm going to need a little bit, not too crazy. I'm just going to make these two balls the same size, which I need a little bit more of the darker one. My second part, pretty much about the same size, and then just mix them together. Make sure they're thoroughly mixed. So you just kind of knead them for a couple minutes, and then get to sculpting. So I won't probably film me actually sculpting this part, but all you really do is you just take this over top. I definitely have way too much clay here, but just to kind of show you, gonna put this over top, and then I have these little, they're like a little jewelry carving accessories, but they're great for these because one, helps you make the inside of the mouth. I use these a lot for like my dinosaur backyard stuff, for just like cramming in the detailing, and then you can also get around the edges. But just kind of like a quick little rundown of what I'm going to be doing for these, just in various sizes, but kind of just getting my lip flaps in the place. You guys can already kind of see the right fullness, if you will. But I'm going to make it look a lot prettier, and then we'll come back. But then hopefully what happens is I could just pop that bad boy off, and it'll have the little hole in the bag, so that I can just let it sit by and cure. But anyways, be right back once I get all this sorted, then we'll go on to the butt chin. Alright, so just show you guys the finished results of the first lips. But now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get that off. I might have to just let it cure for a bit and get decently hard, then I could pull it off and then let it finish curing and then move on to the next. So it's probably gonna be a couple day process going through these lips. But I should still be able to do the chin with this on, so hopefully we'll get around that. So don't want to touch the lips too much, but we're gonna do a few. I plan on trying to make a couple of lips. I just gotta make 2 little balls. Put said balls together. These balls are huge. This part I always had the hardest time. I was trying to show you guys like my sculpting, but then I'm like always like off camera slightly trying to figure this out. I almost want to set it up so there's like multiple chins, because he has like a few he shows off in the music video. So it's like I kind of want to do that, but then again I kind of don't. I just kind of keep forming it until I get the overall look I'm going for. You know, that ain't bad. If I do say so myself. Yeah, that's pretty much for the most part. Just a lot of playing around until I get the right set, like right kind of look. Yeah, I think that's a nice little chin right there. Let the straps on pretty nice. Oh, I'm liking that. Alright, I'm gonna let that cure, so we gotta leave the head alone. We'll come back and work on some more lips later. Alright, so like I mentioned before, we're going to be doing a mic stand to go along with him, so while the first set of lips are curing, we could probably get this set up. So, I'm thinking about something with the grappling hook here, and maybe converting the tip of this into like a microphone. I think would look kind of gnarly. So we're gonna put a little piece of metal, probably a paper clip, drill a little hole into both of these so that I can kind of angle it. Plus with the paper clip, I probably won't be able to move it too much, but it'll give it the mic look if you want. And then probably use some of the audio cables I got to run a little cable from here. And then for the bottom, probably do the same thing, paper clips. Maybe some soldering so that we can make the bottom of the stand So if I want to have it sitting, hopefully be able to make it to have it sitting. But first and foremost, what can I use to make you look kind of like an audio mic cover? Need the foam. Be right back. Alright, so I drilled my little hole here. Just trying to figure out how tall I'm going to make this. So I probably want it here, right around the neck region. Because I want it to be able to hit his face. So if I do the neck region, the stand's going to bump it up a little bit. So maybe actually right around here. Help if I flip this upside down. So I know the holes. Yeah, I can see it like leans into it. So actually I probably want it more like here. I think is what I'm going to go with. Probably should chop this off officially. I'll clean it up. But we'll go here. Sand that off a little bit. Clean it up on the bottom here. But just to give you guys a little... Pretty much a lot of this stuff I kind of wing, because worst comes to worst, doesn't work out. We could change it later, but next I'm going to attach this guy to it. So he's got his microphone. And then make the little thing for the end. So you guys, so I got the wire in there. Oh, paper clip I should say. So I'm just going to super glue that in using my accelerator so it won't move. Because with the metal, it doesn't like to do anything. So hold on a second. But Loctite super glue. Got some Bob Smith Industries Instaset. Stuff is awesome. So you just take your super glue. Apply a little bit to where you want it to. Because the thing is with the metal, it takes for freaking ever to adhere to it. So get that in there. One little spritz. Give it a few seconds. And then that thing ain't moving. So next, this is going to go into here. But we got to cut for size. So I can easily take off about half of this. There we go. So I'll make a pretty good fit. Same principle. Bunch of glue. Put that on. Angle like that. Stritz. And then give it a few seconds. Then pretty well set. So here's the top of our mic stand. Going to do the same thing. We're gonna take some audio cable, which I actually got right here, because we're just gonna have enough to hang off. Nothing too crazy. Then I'm just gonna strip this wire just a little bit, just expose enough to stick inside of here, just to. So there's something in there. Give it a sec. That guy's in. So now we got our cable coming off of it. So he's got something to hold on to. Plus like the little audio cable popping out. Just going to add the bat symbol to the battering to this. Just give it a little extra character. Probably right about there. Now we just got to clean off our bottom. Make our little stand. And then, oh yeah, we got to add the microphone. Which, for that, I'm just going to take some of this, doing the same thing. I'm just going to cut it out, which I guess I can show you. It's going to take a little bit. I'm going to roughly figure out my size. That actually might be pretty well perfect. So a lot of the stuff I do around here is very rough guesstimates. But I want to try my best to get these two to connect. The nice thing about the foam usually is once, like, I don't really need to add any accelerator stuff. Like, this stuff actually hooks on pretty quick. Not the cleanest, but it'll do. I'm just going to slide this over top. There. Now I'll give us our... Looks like our mic. Just got to add a little piece of foam around there to the top just to kind of focus it off, and then pretty well good to go, I think. So there we go. Got our little mic end piece. Just slots over top of that. Maybe. There we go. So now he's got his handy dandy microphone for the most part. It's actually kind of cool. Let's be honest, I'm not like I was going to be posing with the grappling hook anyway, so it kind of gives it a little bit more character, I think. But next we'll figure out how to make the supports. Alright, so what I did here, I just did a couple of drilling, and then so I had some paper clips at the bottom to be able to make it stand. My next game plan is to solder these together, so there's a little added support, but we'll see. We'll see how far I get. Alright, not the best welding job, but it will do. It'll stay. To be honest, I kind of like it. It kind of makes it look a little more rugged, to be fair. Alright, so for this next part, I think I'm just going to freehand the Bat logo, because this isn't right for Batmetal. So I'm going to have to freehand it, carve it out a little bit, and then we're going to add epoxy putty into here to make the Bat symbol as the way it shows up in the show. So it's mainly just that symbol on the inside, but we need it bigger. So I'll sketch that out on this and be right back. Alright, so we got a bunch of stuff curing right now. What I'm thinking of doing is I got this little Tupperware cup, and Batman needs a base. Now, in the Batmetal Forever video, there is a plate with like gas rising out of it, and I think I'm going to try to replicate that one to the best of my abilities. It's a little dark right here, but you can kind of see the way he's standing on it. You can see it better here. There we go. Right here, where it's got the 2 rows, you got the grating on the top, and then the vial on the inside. I think would be kind of a cool look. Problem, but there's so far the issue that I'm currently looking at of having. One, I might have to remove this, but I kind of wanted to keep this on because it gives me like a nice little thing to put the base on. Lighting this up's actually easy. I'm just gonna literally put a tea light in here, glue it to the bottom, call it a day, so you can still turn it on and off. Yeah, it's mainly gonna be the skulls. I might leave the skulls off for now until I can figure out something better. I got this stuff back here that I could just sculpt a bunch of skulls. Between that or the mold option would take forever. So yeah, we'll come back to that. Maybe I'll put spikes instead. I'm just gonna use some of this foam. I'm gonna wrap it around here. I gotta figure out how much I really need, and then layer it from there on out to get the top and the bottom part. But like I mentioned, gotta hopefully this can. Ew, it doesn't wrap all the way. That's sad. I was hoping it would. So hiding the seam in the back. Gotcha. All right, so I got it cut out. It's not perfect measurements, but I figure these 3 are the same measurements, these are the same, so when you cut it, it's going to look pretty cool. So depending on which angle you want it, you're either going to have 3 windows, 2 to the back, or 2 windows, 1 to the back, or 3 to the back. So we're going to glue these together. What I did beforehand, that you guys can see as I cut it out, these are just 2-inch strips. 2-inch by... I cut out 8-inch strips and then measured it from there. Well, not measured it. I'll show you real quick. But I put it up against the cup and then cut it once I had it set up right. So then this should just go inside of here. Good to go. Now it's got little strips to the top and the bottom. I'm actually going to make it smaller. I'm thinking I'm actually going to probably cut the cup size. That's a lie. I'm going to make this brim bigger. This is just going to sit flush. For the brim, I definitely got some extra here, so I can cut this out and add another little layer. And this could be like where we add the spikes or whatnot, whatever we wanted to do afterwards. But again, just kind of show you how I was sizing it. So I made this 1 inch thick. We're just going to wrap it around underneath the brim of the lid. And then you can see here I got this like a little jagged piece. That's fine because we're gonna cut. That's the part we're cutting off. But I'm actually gonna. Where's my seam? So here's a seam. So we're going to put that here. Get it about as tight as I can get. Bring this around. And then once it's overlapping, just take the X-Acto knife and just kind of follow the line. Doesn't have to be precise, because the nice thing about this stuff in particular is it's squishy. So if you don't have a clean cut, you can kind of like form it into place. But you'll see, it's not quite lined up with my lighting, but it's doable. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. So then, as you guys can see, it'll hook on. So now I just gotta adhere to the thing, and then base is mostly done after that. Alright, so everything's adhered. Next I guess we'll go over the tea light real quick, which what I'm gonna do is safely try to cut this off, because it's already got a nice yellow glow, but I want it to not be hindered by this. So we're gonna slowly just try to remove this thing. I think it's about as good as again, but you can see it's a little brighter. So what we're gonna do, I can either just literally sit this in here and just keep this being as removable in order to get access to it, or if you want to get fancy, we could glue it down here. Since I'm thinking about closing the base, I think I'm just gonna literally just sit the light in here, because I can always do something fancier later. What I'm going for anyways, but we'll add some paint on here and stuff, and hopefully that'll brighten it up a bit. Or I might have to figure out a different light, but this is kind of my plan. Alright, next part. We're gonna cut some grit out. Stick it in here. So he's got a base to stand on. This is just some stuff I used previously for an older build. We're just gonna try to reuse it for here. I think for this, I'm just going to use the scissors and just kind of cut it. So I'll just draw out my circumference, and I'm just going to roughly cut it out. There we go. So now we got our floor grate. Glue that down. Again, I was thinking about adding some cracks, but I think I'm just going to leave it fairly clean. We'll just do the glue to go around it. Got a little base on for now, as you guys can see. Not the right color, but I ran out of black. Next we're going to add the translucent green. What I'm doing is I just got some glossy Mod Podge that I'm going to mix with some paint with a big brush, and then I'm going to adhere, just put it over top of where all our transparent bits are going to be, and hopefully when it dries, the stuff should be fairly translucent. So you don't want to mix a whole lot of green in with the Mod Podge though, because then it will dry funky. Got quite a bit on this brush here. I'm just gonna lather it on the inside here. Just kind of get everywhere that it's gonna have exposed windows. I'm just gonna pat it because I kind of want it to look like slime on the outside, so I really want to try to get some air bubbles and stuff into here. Just kind of looking on from the outside to see how it's looking. Looks like a canister of goop, if I do say, but at least this will help us get our look down, if you will. So we'll leave that. I'm going to do the same thing for the under section here. Outside we'll do in the in black. We definitely want to make it look like there's, again, slime underneath the grates here, so it'll be nice and green. Hopefully when it lights up, it'll shine through very nicely. Alright, it's still going to be tacky to the touch, but at least I can see how this is going to look. But get my little light. Plunk them on the inside. It's definitely a little focused, but you can see what's going on here. Well, actually, that'd be kind of cool because you have Batman standing there, anyways. So I think that'll work pretty well. All right, so for this next bit, drove around town, very disappointed that there's literally nothing freaking Halloween now. It's almost October. Well, we're like halfway into almost in October, and Christmas stuff all over the place. Think I can find some skulls for Halloween-related items. Only thing I could find going like 5 places. So, got these little necklaces. So I'm going to be chopping the backs off here and it's falling. Using those to make my skulls to go around here, and then just be painting. So let me go chop these off. All right, got them all cut off. Got a respirator on. Got these all cut off. I just gotta shave off the excess here. The trimmings from the plastic are kind of melted as I was sanding it, and then we attach them on. Next, same blue pad, foam pad I had earlier. I'm gonna sit this on here. I actually gotta figure out which part I kind of want the front. Again, I really like how like the windows, because I did them all freehand for the most part, just measured out sort of how I wanted to. They all have different sizes, which makes it look more animated too. And just really liking the look. But anyways, that's enough about me appreciating my my own art. Alright, so I kind of like this as the front. So we're going to stick this here. We'll use this at least as my front for this purpose. So here, I'm going to kind of get my... Because for the most part, I'm going to do this all freehand because I want it to look not perfect, so that, again, it kind of harkens back to that animation style. But I want it to make sense still. So there's 12 skulls in total, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can do each of these as a half. So it'll be 1 skull each side. But then we're going to put 2 in each section. And now it's just same thing we were doing earlier. Accelerant and some super glue. Wherever it may be. Then we got our little skulls. So this will be over the top part. Now I just gotta paint it up. I think I'm just going to be keeping it still just black. So we're going to be doing black. Skulls are going to be black. The stop section is going to be black. Here, we'll paint with the silver. Maybe like dry brush over the top of these guys to give them a little bit more depth. Oh, I guess the ring is actually a gray with black. So hopefully you guys can see it, but it's just a little bit of wear and tear on it. I could add some more browns and stuff, but I don't want to go too crazy because, again, in the animated, in the music video, it doesn't really show it being like discolored, really. It's just varying colors for the top and bottom. But you do see like the blacks for the eyes and stuff, so I want to make sure to leave that alone. Got the grade on there. So now what I'm going to do is lacquer this up so that I can pop back open and we'll check the lights. But when I clear coat it, I got to leave it alone for a while. Alright, you guys might hear my wife in the background. She's working on things beside me. But we're going to be working on the final lips for our Batmetal figure. I actually have 3 of them. Right. Oh, that's still painty. But anyways, get this off real quick to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. Because you can see, I got regular lips. Nope, upside down. So when you put that on, stays on. Then we got some closed lips. Magnetize on. And then we got screaming mouth. Here we go. Lips elongated. Gotta add the coup de grace on the front here. Take a little ball. Add it to the tip. So the top of the bottom, just kind of patting it down. Get that look. I think that looks pretty good. It's got a little mushroom going on.
I want to know what time.
Focus here. Give me the mic.
Don't even want to say what it is.
Hand me
like.
the mic.
Don't even.
Like kissing onto it. It's also kind of like in the bathtub. You go like. Sure, you can kiss my butt, Aquaman. Like, you know how it works. All right, so as you guys can see, I have gotten a base coat on him. We have the Bat logo on his chest here. So we're going to have to be painting that. All the lips are finally cured, so we can match the paint to the face to the lips. I gotta go back through. I'm debating on maybe filing out his eyes a little bit. Not 100% certain yet, but I don't know. It's just probably after I paint it, I'll know more. But he still kind of looks a little bit too animated series to me, because he's got like the right face shape. But I don't know. Just the eyes still look, I think, a little too menacing for me. But yeah, the paint and primer worked out really good. It's just the spray can Rust-Oleum stuff like this, but I used a slate. I don't usually like the dinosaur figures. I don't like using that on it because it seems to tack up a lot of the softer bits. This, I didn't do that with the cape. The cape, I literally just painted a satin black on the bottom here, and it worked out really nice to match the top of the cape here, because all black in the music video. But the nice thing about this stuff is for areas that you're going to be working a lot, it seems to stick better than usually what I'm doing. But I wouldn't be able to, like, if I would have sprayed this, it probably would have tacked up really bad on me. So that's not really an option. But for the body here, because it's hard plastic, it works out a little better. And same with the clay on here. And so far, pretty happy. Now, if I take the cape off, my clay wasn't quite the cleanest on the top here, connecting to the body, but because of the cape, it's always going to be like this. You'll never notice it. So, I'm going to go watch the video and decide if I want to change the eyes or not. Other than that, it's pretty much just painting and we're done. For the most part, he's also pretty much done, paint-wise, because in the music videos, he's pretty much all one solid color except for the mask, the skin bits, the emblem here, and the cape. Everything else is like a really dark gray, like on the verge of black, and then black. So I wanted to add some black to give him a little more color variety, but I think I'm just going to have to say no to that because it's just not the way it was in the music videos. So he's going to be a little bit more plain in the color department, but I think that's fine. Alright, so I did decide to do a bit of work on it. I made the eyes a little more rounded and made them a little larger. I think I got them good enough, but we'll get some paint on it and then we'll come back to see if I gotta do some more. But I'm just gonna be using some satin white for the eyes to kind of match just the rest of these higher. Satin black for the cowl here, the mask, and then ivory for his skin because he seems a little brighter in the cartoon anyways. So cut back after I get this guy all touched up. And here we have Batmetal in his completed glory. Kind of glanced over a couple things. I put a little paperclip here just so his lips have somewhere to hang on to. And also, I know for a fact I didn't show you guys, I added a little hole for a Tamashii X stand on the back here. But got the light on the inside of it, so these are all glowing. And then it's not going to keep them secure, but at least it'll keep them upright. So if you want to pose them, you can get them posing. That and I was painting something else earlier. I think some of my stuff on my thumb transferred over. Anyways, we'll go over this. I'll have to touch it back up after the video. So he's got a little blip right there on his cape. But head sculpt turned out really nice. I decided to make his eyes larger than what we had on the original, so I expanded them out a bit. We also have his lips are all painted up, same with his chin. Matches very nicely. And then get his arms down real quick, but you guys can get a better look at his face. And then grabbing his stand here, can actually swap these guys out. So these just pop off. And if you want, like, got his elongated lips. So you want like kissing up on something or getting his lips close to the microphone. These are an option that I made. We have the I think that's right side up. Yeah. So he's got closed lips, kind of like the grumbly look, and then finally got yelling lips from when he's screaming into the mic. But my personal favorite is still the first ones I did, which I gotta spin it right around, baby. Are just the normal puffy lips. Got his mic stand here, which you can hold, which again is just a little dowel rod. Some of the extra accessories he came with originally. Drilled a hole on the back here for the cable, which you can actually hook into the stand. Because these little skulls that I used from the necklaces have little holes, so you can plug it in if you want to and make it look a little more professional. Got the yellow waist belt, black on the symbol here, which I'm pretty sure I filmed it, but had to sculpt all that on. Then we got his bat butt here on the back. Yeah, I have a couple of spots his butt was rubbing. Rubbed the paint off there. So, got a couple areas I'm going to have to touch up, but also got his extended little bulge there. But pretty happy with it overall, other than just, like I said, realizing, guess I didn't put enough clear on the back here, so we're going to have to go back over that, but still pretty pleased with the overall look. I think it looks pretty Batmetal. Then just show you guys the base here, which is inspired from the Batman Forever video. When he's standing on that singing. But what do you guys think of him before I go and do some touch-up on him? Guys into Batmetal, let me know in the comment section below. If this video does pretty well, maybe I'll come back and consider doing some more accessories, or maybe even try to get another character from the music videos. But anyways, help us defeat those kaiju by hitting the like button, subscribe, and range today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys, like keep up to date with channel and donate. We greatly appreciate it, and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.